What's going on YouTube? Welcome to the channel. You're obviously new here. This is my first upload. My name is KT. Appreciate y'all coming to check out this video. As you can probably see in the title, I am in the SMMA space, and the purpose of this channel is just to really, engage with those who have similar aspirations for their own lives as far as, attaining financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just give a quick background story on myself. I've been an entrepreneur for a few years now, kind of like dabbled in different industries. Some have shown glimpses of short-term success and others just like not at all. I have some experience with drop shipping, so I was doing that for a while, and I've also spent a lot of time reselling sneakers, which has been what I've invested most of my time into as an entrepreneur thus far in my journey. If you're looking at my setup, you might think like I'm a gamer. I'm actually not. I don't game at all. This setup is just a reflection of what I was doing with sneakers. My girl games, but not on the PC. She's more Nintendo. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I said, I was drop shipping for a bit, and it was cool. This was pre-pandemic. It was my first store. So I was managing the ads, doing the creatives, and I built the store and everything. And it was only up for about 3 months, and it was profitable. But I then had issues with my supply chain because of the pandemic. So my shipping times went from 2 weeks to 2 months. Had a lot of chargebacks, had a lot of complaints, and then from there I was like, okay, need to pivot and reassess my game plan. So I went from that, and then I actually went back into reselling sneakers because I've been doing that for a few years now, but I then took it a lot more seriously at that point. So I was doing sneakers full time for a bit, reselling in general. So it wasn't just sneakers that I was flipping. I was actually selling electronics as well, flipping a lot of consoles and graphics cards. To those of you that were trying to get your hands on a console, PS5, when they first dropped, don't be mad at me, bro. I was like everyone else, man, just taking part of the wave and yeah, just taking advantage of the trend. So that was a nice hustle for a while. But again, the whole thing with reselling and my purpose for pivoting was just sustainability, right? So you have a lot of good months, not so good months, right? So it was a very streaky industry, because sometimes you're gonna get your hands on like a lot of profitable things, and other times you're not gonna see a lot of turnover, So I again went back to the drawing board, and now I'm starting my SMMA, and I'm super excited to continue on the journey. Been in the space for about 3 months now, and in the 3 months spent, we've been able to sign 2 clients, which has been dope. First client actually came in our first month, and this is just a creative deal, so no like media buying or anything like that, but we have been able to retain them. So that is, of course, a super important thing that you want to focus on within your business, right? Is to not only find clients to work with you and provide services to, but to also retain them. That's such a key component of any business. It's to provide services that people are actually so satisfied with that they come back for more, right? But then after we signed our first client, I've actually spent the last few months just really trying to determine the niche that I want to specify in and the target audience, like who it is that I'm going to be offering these services to. And I feel like it's crucial to know exactly who you want to offer your services to and what the offer is, right? So the last few months I've really just been trying to figure that out for myself, and I actually dove straight into the e-commerce space, which usually isn't recommended for beginners, just because e-commerce business owners they typically are more tech savvy, right? Because they have an e-com store. So if you don't have much experience with like Facebook ads and things like that, it's a lot harder to connect with them on that level and speak the language that they're interested in hearing. I did have like minimal experience with Facebook ads, but I wasn't even planning on running the ads myself. I was just planning on outsourcing it and hiring a contractor to take care of that for me. But what I did learn, man, like this is one of the most valuable lessons that I have learned during my time in SMMA, is the biggest barrier in this game is trust. Hence the purpose of this channel. I don't think I could have started a personal brand at a better time, and I do believe that having a personal brand will ensure that you can overcome that initial hurdle, which is trust, because there are so many people in need of social media services, but it's just so hesitant because they don't know where to go and who to trust, right? So I think by starting a personal brand, putting myself out there and really just showing face will just really help me establish a stronger sense of security and trust between potential clients that we're trying to onboard onto our agency. So yeah, I'm really excited to just keep pumping out content and see how it goes from there. But as I said, the e-commerce niche was quite challenging, I won't lie. I spent the last few months like day in and day out, just constant outreach and learned a lot from the market. And based on the feedback that I was getting from the market, actually helped me transition into the new offer that we are putting together now, which is short form content. So we're gonna just focus specifically on short form videos that can be repurposed, long form pieces of content, and then leveraged across all other social media platforms. And so it's been about 2 weeks since we've made this transition into this new model, and 2 weeks we were able to sign another client, which is great. But mind you, like the 2 weeks spent, it's been again constant outreach, like day in and day out. And I've had a lot of time like putting systems together in place as far as like cold email and Upwork and cold calling and all these different things. All of the experiences that I had from trying to put it together within the e-commerce space to now like transitioning into this space, which has helped build that momentum and get things going a little faster. So although we were able to sign another client the 2 weeks of making this transition, you know, a lot of the structure and back end stuff was taken care of prior, so which made it a lot smoother. So definitely want to take that into account. I'm just really excited to create a platform where I can share a lot of my experiences and a lot of the things that I've learned, because there's a lot of glitter and glamour, you know, when you go online, especially within the SMMA space. Like you see a lot of people flaunting like 20K in my first month, and they're like, bro, like that isn't the case with me. That hasn't been the case with our agency, but I'm just gonna give you my experiences and be as transparent as possible, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two from my experiences to accelerate the process for yourself, and to, I guess, just avoid a lot of the hurdles that like I've ran into. Yeah, that being said, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in the instant gratification and the instant success based on what it is that we're seeing online. You know, you see a lot of teenage millionaires who are just remote, traveling the world with their MacBooks and just making a lot of money, right? And we often get so caught up in, you know, other people's accomplishments and what it is that they're achieving, and we start to lose sight of what this process really is and what it means, and what the term success means in general. Personally, I find that success really does lie within the journey, because I have this belief that the human mind, the subconscious mind, is structured in a way where it's always going to want more. So no matter what goal that you've set in place for yourself, as soon as you attain that one, there's going to be another one that you wish to achieve. So, you know, you hear the most successful people talk about it all the time. It's like there will always be another mountain to climb, always. So why are we so caught up in the destination? Why don't we just extend our timelines, take a step back, and really just enjoy the process every step of the way? And that is the approach that I now have, and I'm really excited to just document the journey, like I said, and to create a community and engage with a community of like-minded people who seek to accomplish similar things for their own life. So I really encourage you to really just enjoy the unfolding of your own reality and not get so caught up in everything that we're seeing online, man. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to, and we've all fallen into it to some extent, some more than others. But here's just a reminder to of course use platforms like this to learn, and to, of course, like I said, try and use the information that you find online to help you avoid a lot of the initial hurdles. But don't get so caught up in it thinking that the video you see online are going to be, you know, the reason for your success. So yeah, man, I'm super excited and super pumped to really just put out as much content as I can, provide as much value as I can, see how this new model within our agency goes. Like I said, it's going to be very prominent on short form content, so do expect a lot of short form content on my channel in the near future. I'm really excited to see what, you know, we can make happen. And one of the best parts about it is my business partner, who's also my girl. She actually has a YouTube channel of her own. She's been pumping out content for a couple years now, probably more than a couple years, maybe almost 3 years. But yeah, so she has a lot of experience with, you know, just like a lot of the back end stuff with like having a channel. So as far as like me getting my feet off the ground and really getting things going right now, like she's providing so much help. So it's something I'm super grateful for and blessed to have her in my corner. Is just gonna make initial process a lot easier. So I'm super grateful for that. All that being said, do expect a lot more content coming out in the near future. I'm excited to get things going and see what we can make happen. Last point that I wanted to touch on before I sign out is, if you've contemplated starting your own business, starting an agency, there is absolutely no better time than today. It's not as daunting as you might think it is. Again, like there's so much, we're like bombarded with all this content, right? We're exposed to so much information that it's almost overwhelming, right? And it almost dwindles our focus. So you need to really, again, just take a step back and take the time to simplify the concept of what an agency is and how you can make it successful and what niche you can see yourself doing well in and who it is that you want to target and who it is that you think that you can serve a consistent basis. So I really do encourage you to get started as soon as possible. Stop putting it off. And as you see what I'm doing here, starting a personal brand to overcome what I alluded to earlier on in the video, to overcome that initial barrier of trust. Start a personal brand, man. Start putting out content too. You don't have to be like super successful within the space in order to like pump out videos, to create a community of other people who either in the space or aspire to be in the space, right? Start a personal brand today, get your agency going, and let's grow together. You know what I'm saying? Take along for the journey. We can exchange information, provide value to one another, grow together, and yeah, like I said, just enjoy the unfolding of our own realities. So with all that being said, if you made it this far in the video, much love to you. I'm excited to be back on the channel and engage with you guys again. Wish y'all all the best. Sending you peace and love. It's KT, man.